what it takes to be a successful CFP practitioner. In my opinion, what I believe is perseverance is the key. Like when I started my practice, I had made up.
Going to CEO speech, we have a participant, Mr. Prashant Nabiar. As I disclosed earlier, he is a CFP aspirant and very soon he will complete his CFP certification. So I welcome Prashant.
I'm not using the mic. Okay, well, it's Sunday afternoon and peak hours 12 noon, so I'm sure it's the best time for a short nap, and that's what I can assure you next 10 minutes. So while you're not going to get that leisure with any other speaker, I'm sure they'll all have interesting stuff. But I tried my best, but I myself fell asleep when I made that. So I'm wishing you a good Sunday afternoon. Well, about myself, I'm Prashant Nabiar, branch manager at HDFC Bank. Again, I represent myself here in individual capacity, and HDFC Bank has nothing to do with me standing here. The hope is, over a period of time, HDFC Bank should have something to do with me becoming a CFP. So that's what I hope. But as we stand today, HDFC Bank and me are two different views as far as CFP is concerned. Well, so a little more about myself before I get into what I have. I've been with the bank for 10 years now. I've been on the retail side of branch banking for the last 10 years. So hence, I can relate with what we have been talking since the last couple of hours, since that's what I've been doing in the bank. Academically, I have completed my MCom, post which I did my MBA from Wellingkers, which I did a part-time. So most of my education I did with work. So I started working soon after graduation, post which I finished my MCom, I finished my MBA. I did the CAIB, and at the moment I think CFP is going to be definitely more valuable than most of the other things that I did thereafter because of its practical relevance. Well, that's all about me, because the sleeping portion is yet to start. This was that's the background effect. Go to sleep.
That's the applause.
Well, so the brief background is over. The role of private banks, to how I can put it, I mean, most of y'all, some of the speakers who've already spoken here have mentioned it. Many of y'all know it, that private banks do play a good role today in distribution of financial products. So I've used the terminology distribution on purpose. We've been in this industry since long. We've been quite a major distributor. When I say we, I don't mean HDFC Bank, I just mean private banks. So private banks have been a major distributor of financial products for a very long time, and as far as I see, they will continue to be, and they will also continue to have a major share in it. So to my set of friends sitting here, many of whom are also aspiring to be IFAs and have their own distribution channels, there's absolutely nothing to, I'm not even trying to hint that banks will continue to have a major share, because in spite of they having whatever major share, I think as a country we're not more than 2 or 3% penetrated. So the market is huge. However big private banks have a share in this industry, we have a lot more to do as far as overall penetration is concerned. So that is to state the fact that I'm not here trying to say that private banks will take away a major chunk. No, I'm with you guys. So yes, so that's what private banks have been doing. They will continue to do. But yes, one challenge that they will face over a period of time is something which I will cover in the okay, that gives some sleep. Certainly. All right. So relationship-based distribution, I've termed them as the earlier days. So when I say earlier days, when I say present days, future days, I'm essentially referring to the role of private banks in this whole space, right? So it may be different from what many of you have already started a few years back. So I'm not referring to that space. So when I say relationship-based distribution, I've marked them in red on purpose. Lack of knowledge amongst investors and difficulty in access to information. So here I'm referring to a phase where the industry was quite nascent, And any financial distribution, be it mutual funds, be it insurance products, has been relatively new, right? It's been what? It's been around 20 years, we can say, the mutual fund industry today. It isn't more than that, right? So maybe somewhere around 93, 94 is when the industry is actually started. And that more or less matches with the time when private banks started. So the industry was new at that time. For the common man to know what are the products, what are the options, what are the avenues, had been a little difficult. It's taken its own sweet time for that ease of information to be passed on to the investors. So those were the times when a lot of sale through the private banking channel or through many other people as well, but I wouldn't want to make a statement there, has been relationship based. So, and with the strength that strength that strong intermediaries had in terms of other business relationships. So, right, so as a banker, you have a lending relationship, you have a borrowing relationship. So at sometimes you just say, "Bhai, please dal do." At sometimes you put your mustache up and say, "Dal dena bhai, form bhej raha hu." So that's been there as part of the industry where a lot of sale, a lot of distribution has happened just because of the type of relationship that the intermediary and the investor had. And the investor didn't have a choice. I mean, he didn't mind either because he didn't know what it is. He just thought, okay, the bank is saying it, so let me just do it. And in many a times, what also happened is, with the passage of time, those investments which he just took did well. So then that further encouraged relationship-based selling. He just thought, oh, देखा मेरे banker ने कहा, मैंने डाल दिया, अच्छा कर रहा है, तो let me just believe him blindly. So the banker, or I'm sorry, I'm going on using the terminology banker. Let's say the intermediary. So the intermediary also got a chance. He put his collar up and said, "See, I told you to invest." And then that piece of that mode of distribution continued for quite a bit, for quite a long time, until the next phase came in. The next phase, the next phase I still call the present phase, though there is a lot of changes that have happened even in the present phase. But I feel from that earlier phase that we were, where there was a lot of financial distribution that was happening relationship based, while I think we have more or less moved on from there. Again, I wouldn't say that we've completely moved on from there. There's a lot of sale that still happens relationship based, especially when the other party is in a position of making that demand. But yes, largely we've moved on from that phase, and we've moved on to a phase which I call, which is based on research. So with inefficient, I mean, when there is competition in the market, that happens. So this phase that we were in, where people used to just say, "Bhai dal do," and people used to put that. That was a place where people used to earn money, right? Intermediaries used to earn money. The moment there is somebody making money, there are others who come onto it. There is competition that creeps in, and in a situation where there is perfect competition, inefficiencies automatically go off. So when there is perfect competition, inefficiencies go off, and that's how this phase came in. So there was perfect competition in that space, and then if everybody had to say bhai dalo, so then where will an investor go? So then competition comes in, and somebody else comes and says, "Boss, I've got information to give you." He's just telling you dalo, but that's not the place where you need to put money. I'm telling you why you need to put money. So I mean, I'll tell you why is it that these particular funds that you need to put money. And then started emerging the phase of research into where to invest. And that phase today I feel is at quite a developed stage right now, where we have the best of information available at our fingertips. A mobile app can give you what are the best schemes available. A few good websites will give you the best of research with track records. So I think that this particular stage that we are in is at its peak, where any investor today, however new he may be to this industry, just a few clicks online and he will get to know what is it that he can best do. But yet, this is the industry that is presently surviving largely. So largely, this is the industry that is presently yet surviving, where people pride themselves on what is it that they can best, what is the best list that they can show their clients. What is the best list of schemes that they can pull out to see with 3-year track records, 5-year track records, since inception records and all that. So now they've moved on from that stage of saying that, you need to invest because I'm telling you to invest, to a stage where they say that I have the expertise and I have the knowledge to tell you where you should invest. These are the schemes that you should invest in. So this is where I see we presently are. So a few points that I have just mentioned there is we've moved from a relationship-based selling to product-oriented sale. and finding on the best of schemes, best returns, track records. That's like the best of things that we do today. And the investor is a lot more at ease because he does not have to do this now. Otherwise, when he started getting weary of these guys who says invest, he had to go and find out, okay, is this good or is this not good or is that better? But now he's a little at ease because he knows that he can get the information. I can go to a website and find it out, or I can ask my banker and they'll tell me, or I can ask an IFA and he'll tell me where to invest. So he's at ease, he passes on, okay, मुझे ढूंढना नहीं है, आप ढूंढ के बताओ. So the investor is happy. But the downsides again, so it's highly product specific, this whole approach, and there is no heed to need, right? So this is the best product you need to invest in. These are the ones which have given the best of returns. But the heed to need is yet missing. But the industry is still going on. I mean, I'm sure it's only going to phase out in its gradual way, just like how the relationship-based selling moved off more or less completely out of the market today to this particular approach that we have. This will also emerge, and it has already started emerging, and hence we already have amongst us many IFAs who've come here and already spoken on the need for selling goal-based financial products. So, like how perfect competition in an economy will take off inefficiencies, like how I said earlier, the same thing will happen even now, and it's already begun. So, a lot of competition in the same industry, everybody is providing valuable information, everybody is providing what's best and what's not. So, with so much of competition in this industry, so now what next? Okay, as an investor, everybody is going to give me that. You know, a mobile app can give me what's the best to invest in. So what next? So what next is what is gradually leading the market to go and say that there are certain sections of people who can tell you why is it that you need to invest. And that's where the market will be headed to. And if I can just go to the next slide, which I said that the way ahead is the goal-based planning. So this is one segment which further takes it up from where we are right now and say, and this is one method which will say that we will also tell you why is it that you want to, why is it that you need to invest. So if you look at point number 3, from how to invest, where to invest, we will move forward to the why to invest portion of investments. So, you know, from needs, we are further moving on to goals, and that's going to be the core of investment advice. So, we'll be moving further from a product-centric to a customer-centric approach. And that's where the role of certified financial planners will be really, really big, because they will know how to make the difference. So as the previous speaker just said, that there's a lot of research and there's a methodology in CFP. And that research and methodology that CFP imbibes in a certified planner is what will help him to easily go through and show the investor why is it that he needs to do something. And now when he knows the why, to invest, the product will possibly come in much later. Once he knows that there is a particular reason for him to invest, the CFP through his expertise will then be able to tell him how he needs to invest into that why he has to invest, and what he has to invest in will possibly be one of the last things that he discusses, because it is indeed the last thing. So because that's the easiest thing, right? As I said, it's available, a few tips, a few clicks, and you can get where to invest in. So that's the last thing now. So something which is even today a prime focus to many. If we have to be the agents of change, we surely can be those agents of change if we know how to divert this particular client and get him to benefit from what is it that we're talking about. So if we show him his need, if we tell him why is it that he has to invest, or why is it that what is the particular goal that has to be addressed, and then work backwards into how do we reach there and what do we put in to reach there, that's going to make the whole lot of a difference. And that kind of advice today is scarce. In this room, it is in plenty, because most of us are on the common page. But out there in the market, it is very, very scarce. There are very less people who can actually talk this kind of language and show an investor where is it that he has to reach, why does he have to reach there, what can he use to reach there. And this scarcity that is there is the opportunity. Right? When there is scarcity, there is opportunity. If it is in plenty, then there is no opportunity. So this scarcity today is what CFP aspirants can make complete use of and take the opportunity and move forward. the first movers will always have the advantage. And how many ever CFPs, the 1750 that Madam just pointed out, even if there are 1750, which is a very low number, there's a lot more to go. I mean, 1750 in a huge population like ours is a minuscule minority. So everyone of us sitting here in this room, I'm sure we will definitely be amongst those who have the first mover advantage. Because there is a very, 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 very long way to go ahead in this. Today, the clients whom we speak to, once you are CFP certified, or maybe guys like me who are not yet CFP certified but start feeling that they are CFP certified. So when we start talking to the clients in the language that we do, for them it is like somebody from heaven is coming and talking. I've had so many people talking to me about my wealth. I've had so many people talking to me about my money, but nobody has spoken to me on these lines. So he kinds of, while you are talking, he starts feeling that you tying a Mangal Sutra on him, you are getting married. He starts feeling that's the feeling that he starts getting because of the scarcity that exists. This kind of a professional training will ensure that we have that edge. So, just 1 second, sir. Yeah, so few things that I've mentioned there these are additionals that those relationship-based selling or product-based selling don't cover in the way CFP is designed. And one more disclaimer, I don't know if CFP is designed this way in what I'm going to mention now. I don't know if CFP is designed that way, but my training with Mr. Keyur Shah has taught me this. So whether it is CFP or Keyur Shah, that is not for me to decide. So yes, so lifestyle patterns, risk appetite, income levels present as well as future, external factors like interest rate movements. So somebody else asked that question. I think you asked that question. So yes, I do agree with Abhishek that a CFP does not give you that knowledge base to know the implications of interest rate movement. It doesn't. But anticipating interest rate movements and calculating your forward future values is something that a CFP can very well do to you. So yes, it will have to be backed by some external knowledge, but if you can if there is an anticipated movement in interest rates, a CFP will very well allow you within few minutes to know what can be the difference on your cash flows. Inflation, expected equity growth rate, expected income growth rate. So all these are factors that we can consider when discussing a financial plan. So unlike HDFC top 200, Franklin Blue Chip, SBI Contra, ये top 3 funds है, इसका returns 25% है, 40% है, 50% है. Unlike that mechanism, here we are talking about the client. Asset allocation and asset rebalancing. So depending on each one's above factors, you will be able to do an asset allocation from them. What kind of equity debt? Somebody else in that corner was asking about that. So yes, it is very, very person dependent. It is not a generic thing that you can have a generic equity debt ratio. It is very, very person dependent. There is no mechanism by saying that okay, you're a conservative investor, so this is your equity debt. It can't work that way. It is very person specific, individual specific. Even two conservative individuals may have two requirements of equity debt propositions. So there was somebody in that corner asking. So I think we'll be able to do it, but we'll have to understand that person's pulse to tell him what exactly we can do. And finally, selection of the product which comes last. So that thing which comes last, that again a CFP certification will ensure or it has the capability to ensure that even when you talk about the product, you're talking about a lot more things apart from simply comparing past returns. So it talks about you can talk about you'll be able to show him the standard deviation of the fund. You'll be able to show him what's the alpha of that particular scheme. If that scheme has a risk ratio of 1.5 times, what is it in comparison to its peers in the similar type of schemes? So these are things which usually, I'm not making a generic statement, but usually people discount all these and they look at returns. Past returns, kya the, 5 years, 10 years, inception, and all these factors are generally kept aside. But with the CFP, if product is not only going last, but it's going last with a lot more value addition even when choosing the product. So, abhi ye product tak pahunchne tak hi customer fida ho chuka hai. He's already become fida. But now when you're talking about the product and when you're talking about these additional factors which nobody else has spoken to him, seal. Next. Okay, just some quick examples. I wouldn't stress too much on these. I haven't mentioned names. These are 2 or 3 examples which, when I started my course with Keyur sir, one of the things that he said, which I caught, is that if you want to learn it well, start implementing. You can't only study, do mathematics and be a good CFP. You may pass the exam, but you may not be a good financial planner. If you want to be a good financial planner, start implementation. So these are a couple of instances which I thought let me note down, which I tried to implement to see if that can help me. And indeed, post implementation, your understanding of the subject when you read the next case study theoretically is a lot more better because you've tried implementing it once. So a few quick pointers on these. So the first one is a salaried senior management case study. I wouldn't take names for the sake of confidentiality. I wouldn't take his company name. But this is a gentleman who's on a very senior level. He's a salaried person in a public listed company. And one of my relationship managers has been trying his best to get an appointment with this guy, but he's been wary of this guy. He's saying, oh, relationship managers, I know why they come. I don't want to meet you. So it's been a very long time that he kept trying, and then finally one fine day he got an appointment with this guy. He said, okay, come to meet me. What is it? You've been pestering me since so long. And it was a Saturday morning. So this guy, he told me, why don't you also come? Because this guy, he's agreed to meet me after a year, and he's like on the senior management of a public listed company. I would request you to come. So I went along with him. And rightly so, once we reached there, I could make out that this poor relationship manager, he had all correct reasons why he didn't meet him for a year, because we used to keep bambooing him. Why didn't you meet your client so far and all that? But then udhar jaane ke baad aise laga ki this guy was right. I mean, this customer was very completely closed. He would be around 40-year-old, and since he's already at the senior management level, I'm sure his earnings would have been proportionate. So he was definitely an HNI kind of a guy. So he would have been one of those people who would have been bombarded with relationship managers, banks, and all those people going on trying to do something or the other from him. So and he's 40, 42, so matlab unko since when he started earning, it must have been clearly around 15 years at least. So पिछले 15 सालों में people have given him enough of stress. So maybe that's why he created, he generated this wall against bankers. मुझे नहीं मिला. So somehow he gave us the time, we were with him, we were talking to him, and all he was doing is, okay. My relationship manager is trying his best. We do this, we do that, we do this. We'll give you a free card, we'll give you, launch access, and we'll do all this for you. Okay. So we were like all stunned. Now what do we do next? So अभी ये आदमी normal बात करने के लिए खुल नहीं रहा है, तो अभी हम तो गए थे पैसा लेने भाई उसे, हम तो गए थे म्यूचुअल फंड इंश्योरेंस लेने, बाकी सब बातें तो हम करते रहेंगे, लेकिन अभी ये बाकी बातों में ही खुल नहीं रहा है, तो हम अभी बात क्या करें? So अभी nothing else left, for everything else all he had to say is okay. So then now we finally जाते we thought it's time to go. So then this guy, he just told him, sir, even if we also handle mutual fund portfolios or insurance needs, so let us know. Again, okay. So then just before leaving, I just thought, let me try one final shot. And all I told him is, I said, sir, so all these products, all what we told you, you are going to decide and get back to us, so fine. So just on the last piece, one more alternative for you. Whenever you decide, you let us know. He said, what alternative? So I said, alternative is that, as my colleague told you, we do mutual funds and insurance, etc. But we do it in 2 ways. One is, you decide and tell us where you want to invest, we'll facilitate, we'll invest for you. Second is, you ask us where you want, you tell us that you want us to decide where you want to invest, we'll decide and we'll tell you. And third option is that you don't do any one of the first two. Third option is optional, it's not mandatory. But in the third option, you may want to spend some time with us and tell us what all are your needs that are yet pending to be addressed. So if there are any long-term needs, because there were some 2 kids playing in his house. So I noticed one boy hitting the football and running in the hall. So I said, so if there are any needs addressed, if there are children's education, etc. that's still pending for you to plan as a financial goal, then that's one more thing that we do, where you just have to tell us your broad goals and we'll work out and tell you assuming for sure that you already have a lot of investments done. So you already have a lot of investments done. We'll try to see whether there still exists a gap or that there's no gap that exists. If there's no gap that exists, we'll simply tell you, sir, superb, you've managed your finances very well. There are no gaps that exist. Or if there is any gap that is remaining, then we'll try to tell you how to address it. And since your thought process is to anyway build an equity portfolio if you're choosing mutual funds, now we'll build that same equity portfolio but with a purpose. So we'll not build an equity portfolio for the sake of building an equity portfolio. We'll build an equity portfolio so that it caters to one of those gaps that may still be there, if any. So I was still expecting that okay only from him. So I thought, dalke, then we'll go. So let him sleep over it. But then immediately he spoke something apart from okay. So he said, no, then if you have this service also, then I would like to go for option 3. 1 and 2, I'm not interested. But are you all equipped to do this? So still not confident, just that he found it a little different from what others must have spoken to him so far. So full disinterest, so now also, just that now he at least spoke some more words. So he asked me this question, so I thought, okay, I can sit for some more time, it's not yet time to go. And I continued the conversation. Yes, we surely can do it. And तभी मुझे वो सब याद आए 5 to 9 के classes में वो case study सब निकालता था सर के. So I remembered those and I said, yes, we can surely do. We are surely equipped. And how is it that we are equipped? And I gave him a small example. I said, and now one more confession here is, in all my previous assignments, if I was in such a situation, I would have done many things in terms of trying to act financially savvy. But one thing that I would have surely forgotten is I wouldn't have taken his existing investments into consideration. Because my focus is on getting the new thing. My focus is on getting that. I wouldn't have tried to, because by considering his existing investments, I'm reducing my pie. So most people don't keep that aside and try to address the full thing with the money now, ताकि मैं अभी मेरा pie बढ़ाऊं. So when I told him that we can surely do it, but for me to do it, what I will need to know is this. I will need to know what is your present, where are you standing right now? If there is a gap, then I'm only going to bridge the gap, right? So I will need to, you'll have to give me some details. So if it's difficult for you, we'll come later. But if I don't have these details, then you cannot go for option 3, you go for 1 or 2. Because wo itna okay kara tha, so I thought, why will he give me? So he said, no, why later? Today is Saturday, I have an off, so I can give you those details now. I said, okay, you give me now. And then what is running at the back of my mind is that I can try to be greedy and not say this, कि मुझे पूरा need अभी के पैसे से ही बढ़ाना है. But then that is something which everybody will be doing. वो हर कोई, whoever is into this business will be trying to do that only. There will be only those few who says कि नहीं इतना मत invest करो, इतना ज़रूरत नहीं है, कम करो. लेकिन at that point of time मुझे वो कम भी चलता था. So hence, though I said it selfishly, he thought that I'm so selfless. वाह मेरा existing investment भी देख रहा है और जितना gap होगा उतना ही बताए, उतना ही मुझे करना पड़ेगा. He said, okay, no problem. If you have some more time now he's asking me, if you have some more time today, I can give you that information today. I said, okay. Now I said, okay. So he brought up some information and then I was realizing that he's still, just removing one note from his pocket. He's not opening his wallet and showing me. एक note निकल रहा है, हाँ ये है. So because, that it'll take some time. But I could make out कि वो एक note ही निकाल रहा है. So then as an example, my first lecture in the course was on retirement planning. और सर ने retirement planning इतना करा दिया था कि तभी तो मैं सोचा था भाई अभी retire हो जाओ क्या. तो मैंने वहाँ पे retirement planning का tool निकाला. मैंने बोला sir, I'll give you an example. You don't have to. I didn't say it literally, but what I meant is you don't have to remove that one note to me. I'll give you an example on what I'm trying to do. And I gave him that exact example which sir had been going on telling us. And I asked him all that, what is it that you feel if you want to retire today? You imagine you're 60 today is your retirement age. If you're retiring today, what is the amount that you need? He told me the amount and all that. And I'm not getting into more details, you all know it. So within 5 minutes, so that's the power that I had. Otherwise, I needed those Excel sheets, those formulas, my operations team or backend team, or the team that the other madam is in the back office who provides, what is that? I forgot the department name. So, plan right. So I'll have to refer to all those departments. They'll give me the Excel sheets, then I can input and I can see. So now I was in a situation where I could myself on that small calculator calculate and tell him. And 5 minutes flat, I could tell him that if this is the amount you need today, what is the inflated amount 20 years down the line of this amount today? So he wanted some 50,000 rupees. Uska inflated amount is coming up to some 1,92,000 rupees or whatever on a monthly basis. And to get that inflated amount month on month every year till the time he's alive, for the next 20 years we assumed he's alive for till the age of 80, what will be the corpus that he needs to create when he's 60? And that corpus was coming up to a huge 4 crores. And this fellow was John, 4 crores. So then again he thought, अच्छा ये मेरे से पैसा लेने है 4 crore डालने मतलब he is telling me make 4 crores. So ये अभी तक दिखावा था, उसको पैसा ही चाहिए मेरे से. 4 crores he is wanting me to invest. And then further, अच्छा now before I tell you what is further, this 4 crores corpus also takes into consideration the 2 lakhs, let's say for example monthly that I said he needs for 20 years. It also takes into consideration that this 2 lakh requirement also has an inflation attached to it. So every year 2 lakhs also keeps inflating till the next 20 years. So that's also taken into consideration and the corpus is created. So further I said, since I saw the feeling using 4 crores, acha, now look at him with doubt. Ye kaun hai? So backward calculate that again, 2 minutes post 5 minutes, so total 7 minutes. Backward calculate that from 4 crores to what do you need to invest monthly today. It was coming up to, I don't remember the exact figures, but not even 20% of his salary. So it was coming up to some meager 25-30,000 per month, which was like nothing for him. And then there was real shock and surprise at that time. He's saying to make that 4 crores and to get an amount of 2 lakhs per month thereafter, which is okay, equivalent to today's 50,000. All I need to do is this. I said, yes, all you need to do is this. And what is the basis on which I've done it? I have given him the considered inflation rate, which I took from him only. I did not decide. I gave him the equity rate assumed, which he gave me. I asked him to give me. So these were his figures, not mine. So he can't tell me, nahi, you are anticipating too much. Aapne bataya. I did not tell you. And I asked him to be more conservative when he was giving me those figures. So now he cannot go back and say, nahi, equity itna nahi dega. He told me 15%. I said, sir, be conservative, be realistic. Usne kam karke 12% kiya. So when he has given me all those figures and I've reached this figure, and now he's feeling suddenly that it's so easy, that means to ensure that I get a 50,000 rupee equivalent amount every month on month after my company throws me out of my job till I am alive, and for that all I have to do is this. It sounds like value proposition. That means this guy was not the guy who's come to take money from me. ये तो इतना ही मांग रहा है 20-25,000 महीने का, मतलब ये पैसे के लिए नहीं है. And now once we had this conversation, सारे नोट निकाल दिए, जेब वेब सर निकाल के खोल दिए, भाई मेरे पास है. बीवी को भी बुला लिया, पीपीएफ का पासबुक दो. And we spent 2 more hours there. He shared everything, including his employee provident fund statement. मेरे employee provident fund में इतना बचा है. And with the techniques that we've learned during our course, we also consider the expected increase in salary to attain your needs. So it's not a fixed amount. So we asked him, how much do you think will be your increased salary per annum? So on each step, this guy gets delighted. Oh, you're even going to consider my salary that I will get thereafter? Yes, it's common for us. We are CFPs. So he's going on getting delighted. These are questions which none of my other guys for the last 15 years, ever since I started earning my first rupee, who came to me and took my money away, nobody has done all this. But this guy is doing it. And so far, I have not even told him that where I want him to invest or whether I do not want to invest. So he started sharing his annual expected salary increase. He started sharing his employee provident fund thing. And all that happened. And the only thing that I didn't close on that day is what product. I told him, okay, I mean, we've done all this. We derived at amounts for almost everything. That this much is what you have to do for retirement. This much is what you have to do for your children's education. This much is what you have to do for your daughter's marriage. And this much is what you have to do for your son's marriage. So almost all of that we ended up doing on that same Saturday. And the only thing that I said I need time to get back to you is, now we've decided the flow. We've decided what we have to invest, where we have to invest. Give me some time, let me just go back and check on which vehicles we'll use to go there. Because by then, I was almost sure that the deal is sealed. So it was okay now to take some time. Varna मैं नहीं जाता था वहाँ से. So now that since it was okay to take some time, and so that he also feels कि okay, so for the product he's going to do some research and come back to me. Directly नहीं बोल रहा है. वो तो मेरे मन में वही था जो 5 दिन बाद बोला वही था, जो उस दिन भी मन में था. But I told him after 5 days. But now when I told him after 5 days, I told him these products, each goal and their products. Every goal with certain products, and those certain products were there with the rationale of those things. On what's the standard deviation of each fund. When the markets were good, how much more than the markets did they perform? When the markets were bad, how much more than the markets did they fall or did they not fall? So these were additional factors which again his previous guys would not have told him. Because I know that the previous guys were also bankers. CFP नहीं था. Previous guy अगर कोई IFP CFP होता तो बात अलग होती. लेकिन उसका previous guys were also bankers and they were also a private sector bank only. तो मुझे मालूम है वो लोग कितना तक जा सकते थे. So when I told him this, by the time I got back to the product to him, he was already sold off. Just one last point on this case study. It's getting too long, but just one last point on this case study which is worth mentioning. This guy was a guy who had 50 lakhs in an FD, and he's an extremely conservative guy, hardly any equity. So amongst various things that he had, post office and PPF and FDs, primarily everything was here only. There was 50 lakhs in an FD, which I had suggested him to move on to a debt fund, which he was not comfortable with. Everything else he was comfortable, but this he was saying कि नहीं FD मेरा नहीं तोड़ेगा, FD is FD. और वो क्या था, वो HDFC बैंक में FD नहीं था, दूसरे बैंक में था. So I told him कि FD is, I was telling him why FD is not the best form of investment because of its taxation nature and all that. But somehow he was saying, no, FD is FD. I want FD. So then one simple calculation: 50 lakhs, 9%, 4.5 lakhs annual earnings. 4.5 lakhs annual earnings, 30% tax bracket, 1.3 lakhs per annum is his tax outflow. I just turned 2 pages and I showed him his son's education requirement. 1.2 lakhs per annum required for the next 15 years for him to go abroad and study. I said, so your son's education abroad, you are paying to the tax authorities. 1.3 lakhs तुम टैक्स बचाओगे हर साल का, 1.2 lakhs ही चाहिए तेरे बेटे को बाहर जाने के लिए. So you are okay for your son not to go abroad and study, or do you want to pay the tax only? क्या प्रेम है इतना? So that gave him a shock. Well, my entire son's education can be taken care of if I just move from FD to another option which is equally safe. So that comfort, of course, I had to give him on the nature of the debt fund and all that. So this is one point, and one last point. I'm very sorry. I had assured you all that I'll put down to sleep, so I'm going to switch. Okay, so one last point on this this same case study. By this time, since it was taking 3 hours, 4 hours and all that, his wife also joined, because his wife saw कि ये आदमी क्या क्या कर रहा है, पासबुक ले रहा है, ये ले रहा है, वो ले रहा है, and wife also joined and we were talking. So by the time we reached to all these places, and I was more or less happy that I'm getting all where I have to reach. So that's my selfish motive. But yes, even his objectives on those broad parameters, I could meet. But why could I meet? Because he had that kind of inflow. If he didn't have that kind of salary, then possibly I wouldn't have been able to meet his objectives. But here was a gentleman who had sufficient salary but had not planned, and hence I could hit a 6 in the first shot. Because why? Because he had the salary, not because I was too great. Now there, after I doing all this, after I creating a contingency fund also for him, I created a contingency fund for him, saying that in case you lose your job, next 12 months ka salary ka contingency is also ready. In spite of that, there is surplus remaining in his account. Then one other thing struck. I thought, let me get the wife interested too, because I noticed that he has a Hyundai i10, which at my salary I also have Hyundai i10, and that guy also had Hyundai i10. So then I just put a passing thought. I said, sir, why don't you upgrade your car now? So wife got excited. This was no. The wife said, "Arey, मैं कब से बोल रहा car?" So and this man immediately got averse. He's saying, "नहीं क्या ज़रूरत है, खर्चा." So I told him, sir, what खर्चा? We've assigned for all your kharchas. We've assigned for all your goals. You still have the surplus remaining. So if this money is not going to help you today, सब कुछ वो बच्चे का तुम्हारा रिटायरमेंट, बच्चे का शादी, सब कुछ उसी के लिए रखेगा, तो अभी कभी जिएगा. तो वाइफ सुपर हैप्पी. वाइफ बता रहे मतलब है पैसा है. I want that. I want a setup. So and then I showed this guy कि how much is it that you'll have to. What is the sacrifice? I mean, what are we talking about? And it was very much within his means. It's just that this guy was too scared. You can make out that from his portfolio as well. Only PPF, FD, post office. So this guy was too scared a guy, so he was not even upgrading his car, even though he was at that level. So a little comfort there, a little persuasion from the wife, and a big car. Maybe it's not yet delivered, but by February, I think the delivery is going to happen. So the point there was that as a financial planner, you not just squeeze him off. If you upgrade his living style, their family is also yours. So he to वैसे भी मेरा बन गया था, but now their family will also want me. कि नहीं, this guy is good, because if they have money, then enhance their lifestyle. No? If they don't have money, if they are overspending and all that, तो ठीक है, तो तुम उनको थोड़ा टाई करो, investment में बांध के रखो. But once his goals are met, you are also happy that you got your investment, then somewhere a little bit of splurging is okay. So sometimes it's good to be bad. थोड़ा खर्चा करने दो यार. So that is it about that guy. I will not take much. NRI case study is very short and sweet. I mean, I will make it that way. I will not stretch it too much. Young couple, 34, 35 kind of a couple, based in the US. Being based out of US, they want to invest, but quite a few restrictions on investments. But again, I mean, they've been in the US for the last 15 years again now, but no investments in India. No investments absolutely in India. 15 years in US, good money, your dollar earnings and all that. And on talking to them, one thing that came out evidently is that they have had bankers in India even in the past. So, and Citibank is one of their bankers, and Citibank is the main काम wealth management में तो है ही, and they've got good expertise on that, with due credit to them. But in spite of that, this customer is not invested in the Indian markets. So a little bit of probing, थोड़ा उनको बताया ये है. So they liked everything. But then still there was something which was holding them back. You know, they liked the scheme, they liked equity as a growth story. They felt promised that next 5 years, 10 years, equities can deliver to them what I'm talking about. But somewhere there was something, and then finally they spoke up. They said, but we are not sure that we'll come back to India. I said, so it's okay if you don't come back to India. There are many people who continue to live abroad but invest in India. So what's your worry? So he's saying, no, if we don't come back to India, then what will we do with those rupees? And what if the rupee goes topsy-turvy? So whenever I take back my funds back to the US, if it's not going to favor me, if the rupee depreciation is not going to favor me, and I convert it and take it back in dollars, and I eventually don't end up getting anything, then what do I do? So the whole exercise is at loss. So that then struck me, and I'm telling you, it has struck me only because now a few more perspectives come into picture, a few more ways of calculation comes into picture with this CFP thingy. So I told him, if you are in the US, what's the inflation rate in US? 2% or maybe even below than that. That's the kind of inflation that the US economy is going through. So हम यहाँ पे Indian investors को real rate of return बताते हैं. Real rate of return बताते हैं ना कि if FD is giving you 8%, real rate of return is maybe 6%. So that's the concept of real rate of return in the Indian context, because we have a 6-7% inflation rate in India.
2%.
But sorry.
2%.
2%. 6% is the inflation. So 2% is the real rate of return. So this is how we talk to our resident individuals, that you need to look at real rate of return. Hence, don't invest in FDs, move on to equities, वगैरह वगैरह. अभी इनका तो inflation उधर 1%, 2% है. But they have another inflation which is called rupee depreciation. So replace inflation with rupee depreciation. And I ask the customer only कि what is your anticipation? Resident को मैं पूछता हूँ ना कि आपको क्या लगता है inflation कितना होगा? इनको ही मैं पूछा, how much do you think the rupee will fall to? In 3 years, 5 years, how much will it fall to? 5% fall means 60 का 3 रुपए, 63, है ना? तो every year 3 रुपए भी अगर गिरा, that means we are considering quite a bit of fall. तो he only told me, he's saying नहीं 5% तो हर साल गिर ही सकता है, 60, 63, 69. By the time it is 5 years, it may be 70 plus. तो वो 70 plus जो बोला कैलकुलेट करके देखा, there was coming up to some 2.93%. उन्होंने मुझे रेट बोला, इतना हो सकता है 5 साल के बाद 72, 73 कुछ रेट बोला. So that calculate करके देखा तो the per annum depreciation in rupee that he was talking about was coming up to some 2.93%. Around 5%. 4.95% was the depreciation rate coming up to. So all I told him is that we look at your real rate of return. No, I am completely taking your point that rupee may depreciate. I am not trying to advocate that you invest in these funds and rupee will also appreciate and you will get supernormal profits. The rupee may depreciate. It has been showing signs that it is depreciating. So, taking your point that this is where you anticipate the rupee to be, we'll hike it up a little more. वो 4.7 को मैंने round off करके 5 कर दिया. I said let it fall more. So, and now we'll calculate the real rate of return. So, from my anticipated equity returns, if I take off rupee depreciation and replace that with replace that with inflation, उधर का US का 1.5-2% inflation भी इसमें जोड़ दिया. तो 5 को 7% कर दिया कि आई एम कंसिडरिंग यूएस इन्फ्लेशन ऑल्सो, आई एम कंसिडरिंग रुपी डिप्रिसिएशन ऑल्सो. So still, even after 7%, real rate of return, 10 years equity, your net return can be 7-8%. And for a US NRI, 7-8% is wow. 1% मिलता है उधर FCNR डॉलर पे. 7% अगर मिलता है after considering rupee depreciation is awesome. 7-8% without rupee depreciation is okay, वो तो हर कोई बात करता ही है. But after considering rupee depreciation, मतलब dollar to dollar without currency conversion risk, if I'm getting 7-8%, it is awesome. डील क्लोज्ड. इसके साथ ज्यादा बातचीत नहीं किया मैंने. पर्स खोलने नहीं बोला, मैं बोला तू भाई बाहर गाँव जा रहा है, जल्दी जा, गिव मी योर मनी एंड मूव. बट दिस वाज द ओनली थिंग दैट वाज स्टॉपिंग दैट पर्सन फ्रॉम द लास्ट सो मेनी इयर्स, द फियर ऑफ रुपी डेप्रिसिएशन. सो ऑल दैट वाज नीडेड. अभी भी रुपी डेप्रिसिएशन है ही. मैंने कौन सा उनका कोई दूसरे करेंसी में डाला, रुपये में डाला. बट ऑल दैट हैड टू बी डन इज टू शो हिम द पिक्चर that rupee depreciation का कितना impact हो सकता है. What will be the real rate of return post rupee depreciation and post inflation in the US. So, why is it that I'm talking about that in this forum? Is because what I was trying to make a point is that the course content is so intense that it gives you that broadening. It gives you that broadening. That is why I've mentioned that in this context. And finally, the last one is my own case. So, I 31 years of existence, own case पहली बार बना. So that is an indication of how much scope is there in this industry. I pride myself saying that 10 साल से बैंक में हूँ, 10 साल से म्यूचुअल फंड कर रहा हूँ, खुद का प्लान ही नहीं था. So that shows that people who are in this industry also have not made financial plans or goal plans for themselves. तो जब बैठ के बनाने लगा with my wife, तब देखा कि most of the income is gone in all these goals only. वो एक रिटायरमेंट किया, एक बच्चे का किया, एक भार्गव का किया, एक बीवी को नेकलेस चाहिए था वो किया. तो वो सब करते करते पगार पूरा उड़ गया. So one is it gave me that indication that this industry is the industry which has a long way to go. If I have myself not made mine, मैं इतने लोगों का प्लानिंग किया, मतलब प्लानिंग नहीं किया, गोल्ड प्लानिंग नहीं किया, लेकिन इतने लोगों का मैंने पोर्टफोलियो बनाया, इतने लोगों का क्या कुछ नहीं किया. मेरे खुद का भी म्यूचुअल फंड पोर्टफोलियो है, बट क्यों है मुझे नहीं मालूम, वो तो है. So, but when I did this and when I tried to see how much of my salary can meet my needs, I was only to see that I need more money. तो एक तो पहला ये पता चला कि इंडस्ट्री में भाई जगह है, बहुत जगह है. एक फिर उसके बाद ऐसे 2-3 दोस्तों को पूछा फोन करके. I started feeling low कि यार मैं ही पीछे रह गया क्या. 2-3 जन को ऐसा पूछा तो everybody was as shocked as me. काय का गोल, हमने कोई गोल नहीं. So then I was okay. Then I thought कि okay, मतलब इस ये जगह में जगह है. And second point that I realized was bloody ये पगार से तो चलने वाला है नहीं काम. So can the two things meet? Can both the points interlink with each other and get me some value? I think the answer is yes. If I have identified that I am not making enough money that I need to meet my goals, and if I also feel that this industry is nascent, and if I don't club these two things now, then I will be going the wrong way. Thank you. Just the last few points, I've got most of them. My take, first thing is I cleared my misconception of being a good advisor. I used to always think I'm a good advisor. So post doing CFP, पहला realization हुआ I was never a good advisor. Well, the CFP course under Professor Keyur Shah has definitely broadened horizons. I have given you examples. Moved from product to need based. The customer opens up more. I told you about that guy who removed his purse, wallet, brought his wife, PPF statement, सब कुछ. He surrenders to power. What did that person do? He was a limited company का senior management guy who was not even wanting to talk to us. What he needed was to know कि तुम सामने वाले के पास power है क्या? When he realized that in this subject you are more powerful than me, he surrendered. And that is what will happen. The strength that the course gives you will be to show your investors that you are above them in this subject. This is your area. When they feel that, they will normally say, भाई तुम जो बोलते हो मैं वो करूँगा ना, मैं थोड़ी अपना दिमाग लगाऊँगा. We will not tell a doctor ना कि तू इधर से मत काट, इधर से काट, दिल निकालने का. We'll tell him do what you want to do because we are surrendering to his power. That is what CFP will let you do. It is a permanent relationship. One more dialogue that person told me. After he removed all his, when he called his wife with passbook, no, suddenly he stopped. He's saying, "Ek condition hai. You will never leave me." He said that. He says, मैंने ये इतने सारी चीजें किसी को नहीं बताया, तुझे बता रहा हूँ. Then बाद में मत बोलना मेरा branch transfer हो गया, मैंने बैंक change कर दिया. So that is what I meant. That is a permanent relationship. The next point, it is a social responsibility, and indeed it is, because what we are doing here is not only to fill our own pockets. Yes, we are filling our own pockets, but there's nothing wrong in it. But what we are also doing is the ease that we will let our investors go through when they come across their needs, when their child has to go abroad for the studies and when those funds mature, when he has to get his daughter married. At all these times, the ease that he will go through, he will thank us throughout. When we are doing it with that intention कि हमको अच्छा ही करना है तुम्हारे लिए, तो he will ensure. I mean, what we are doing is long lasting. हमको वो आज का 2% कमाने के लिए हम नहीं कर रहे. वो 2% आ रहा है, हम खुश हैं, हम उससे मना नहीं कर रहे. लेकिन at every stage, this person will want to feel that good I met that gentleman who asked me to do this. So it is definitely a social responsibility. Absence or minimal competition. अभी ये जो gentleman है या वो जो NRI है, उसके पास कोई भी पापड़ मिले वो मुझे नहीं छोड़ेगा. तो that is why I say कि it is absence or minimal competition. Why do I say minimal? Because I may get lethargic. I may get overconfident in some time, thinking कि अरे ये तो मेरा customer है, and my service levels may drop. Then competition will creep in. तो it is not a permanent guarantee कि एक बार तुमने कुछ बना दिया तो बस अभी customer तुम्हारा. You will have to ensure that the service levels are maintained. You review periodically, you rebalance periodically, you give them that confidence every now and then. When the markets are going down, all the more. If you do that, then it is absence. If you don't do that, then competition can creep in. And the CFP edge is indeed a cutting edge in this competitive market, and the market is highly unpenetrated, and the importance of a certified financial planner will gain relevance with time to come, definitely, and we will be the agents of change. We are all sitting in this room today with a similar thought. I am sure if somebody is seeing from outside, there may be fire on top. That's the kind of power you guys will have. Thank you. Sorry.
We
Questions?
will not have a question and answer.
Okay,
It took a 50-minute time, but we didn't realize that 50 minutes is over.
Thank you. The idea was to avoid questions.
Yes.
Questions.
Yes, sir.
Photo.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing.